I don't cry when it rains no more, or I get dirt on my shoes. I don't mind climbing 8 more floors, 'cause these stairs are all heading to you. I don't wait for tomorrow's sunshine when I feel it today. But when it's cold in the dead of winter, remember that snow melts away. One more cold drink, one more roll, one more dance before the doors get closed. Please remember, enjoy the show. Let's get happy before we get old. We don't need plans or a fancy agenda. Let's just see where it goes. We got no care for the way people stare at the dust and the dirt on our clothes. Hey, my friend, we'll never say
Hey, everybody, come on into the Cajun Cooking Experience. This is Spuddy over here on a Wednesday night. Where you at, Darren? Good seeing you this week, brother. And hello, Mildred. And tonight, we got a good one tonight. Man, look, we know we got the little cool weather today, so everybody's in a gumbo mood. And yes, we have the gumbo supplies. We're going to get the best on doing the best sauce that you can get for that gumbo, because we are well supplied. So just come on over and come get it. Where you at, Dale Waggers back then, better known as Rocky. So tonight, we're going to cook something that's a little comfort food. But, if you get tired of gumbo, it's not quite cold enough for the soup yet. A little chili con carne. It's just like chili's this comfort food. What you say, Lucy? Chili's just this comfort food that it's just one of those days when it's a little cool outside, one of those nice little cloudy, cool days. You can sit down, some crackers, or just sit there and eat a little chili and just enjoy. So this is a good dish. And what we're going to do is cook it tonight with some deer. I love cooking my chili with deer meat. Now, I do have it mixed with some pork, and I do have my meat seasoned. So I have to be careful as we go along with this. What do you say, Claude? So this is one way to do it. There's a lot of ways to do it. We'll talk about what chili really is, what it really started as, and what's it evolved to. So first, we're going to add a little onion. And one thing when I make chili, and anytime I have tomato or tomato paste, tomato sauce, I love a lot of seasoning. It's just I love these. I just love a lot of vegetables in my tomato gravy, especially the bell peppers. We're just gonna start off with a little onion and get these things sweated down good. Well, yeah, Rod. Yeah, you're right. You're back, brother. And let's see. So yeah, nice little cool morning this morning. The weather was beautiful. Why we can't just have this year round? Man, this was awesome. We have to enjoy it, because once December, January get here, and half of February, it's pretty much downhill after that. And it's just last year, January, we set a record for snow, 12 inches, 10 to 12 inches. Well, yeah, Mark, I'll tag Marshall when you get your deer meat. Yeah, let him know. Let him look in there and see what it looks like, so you get the feel for it for hunting season, Mark. So chili con carne, that's the Spanish word. And it says chili with meat. That's what it means. The term was created in Texas and northern Mexico, and to describe the spicy stew. And it was very distinguished from chili dishes made without meat. It's like they didn't make this with meat. That was the thing. And that was what I found interesting. And the chili is really the pepper. So when you're talking about the chili, it's not talking about the dish, we're talking about the pepper itself. Leonard, what's up, brother? What you say, Donald? What you say, my brother, Fauché? Man, we got this thing rolling right here. It's rolling right along. And the seasoning, I'm started off with a little avocado oil. One of my favorite oils to use. If you want to use a little lard, man, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'll go back and forth which one I want to use. You want to use a little butter, go ahead. But I'm not crazy. I'm not a fan of butter in the chili because I'm running some pretty good temperatures in here. I don't want the butter to break down, but it would do good if you want it. Of course, the term chili means the pepper. So it's the pepper itself. Con is Spanish with with. It means with. And then carne, the Spanish word for meat. Con carne. Chili with meat. Hey, Virginia. Watching from Florida. Good to see you. All right, where you at? Hollywood. Elaine, there's your cousin. The Wood. Hollywood, I find your prediction for the Saints didn't come through this year, brother. Maybe next year. So, and this is the dish that use your imagination when you're making this. But the chili pepper itself, the pepper itself goes back about 6,000 years ago in Mexico. So that's been around a long time. And then later on, it was introduced to Asia by Portuguese traders. So, as people came over and traded, they went back. They always bought vegetables that were grown in our area, in South America, North America. But a lot of stuff that was grown in South America. Well, yeah, Michael from St. Aug. We're visiting Santa Monica. Brother, you're a long way. Hello, Janice. Hello, Mike. Not like LSU, we still got our coach. Yeah, you're right, Hollywood. You got me on that one. It was our turn last year to fire that coach. So on the peppers, there's over 400 varieties around the world. But the hottest pepper is actually grown in the Indian town of Tezpur. I hope I'm saying it right and I'm not butchering it. Chili con carne divana. Thank you, Lucy. Give me a little interpretation. I'm gonna think with cheese, maybe. Tell me if I'm right. Okay, I'm gonna bring in my celery, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring my bell peppers in now. John Webber. Well, tell the Pope I said hello. What's happening, brother? What's going on? The Pope says hello. Pope John. Been a long time. All right. Chili with deer meat. Oh, all right. I tried. And this is one of the things, like, you can use this, you can eat it. So my mama made a great chili. And I remember she used to cook the chili for the American Legion meetings that my dad had when he belonged to the American Legion and for their bingo. And she would, hot dogs, she had the hot dogs. I would never eat hot dogs. I hate hot dogs. But I love the chili on bread. I love to just take chili and put it over bread. You can have it with crackers. You can have it in some areas, they take chili and put it over pasta. So basically, you can eat it with everything you want. Where you at, Jeremy? What's going on, brother? We're just going to keep on working this, kick this fire up a little bit. Because now I'm going to go ahead and bring my garlic in. I love that taste of garlic in my chili. And I'm going to go ahead and bring my mushrooms in too. All of these are optional. You look at the basic recipes for chili, you'll see none of this in here. You'll see none of these things in there. I just like a lot of vegetation. Again, that's very optional. And when I have my onions, the whites of the shallots, also mix them up in there. Hey, Jill. But man, we're going to smother this down a little bit more. Then we're going to start bringing our tomato paste in. Now here, this is one of the things I like to bring a little tomato paste in to make a nice thick gravy. And I'll bring a little sauce. And I like some chopped tomatoes in it. Well, if this was tomato season right now, you had some fresh tomatoes to chop in. Holy cow. But I love to get that taste of chopped tomatoes in there. Ballpark Frank hot dogs, all beef, they're good. Hollywood, y'all can have it. I'm just not a hot dog man. If you look at what they put in the hot dog, and then it's white, so they have to dye it red, oh, hell no. It's just too much for me. I'd rather put a good piece of sausage first, the Spudman sausage. So it had a journal entry from 1828, and it was one of the first written accounts of chili. And someone in San Antonio, they noted that it was a hash-like dish and was made by impoverished people, and it contained a large amount of peppers relative to the meat. They used to use a lot of peppers in their chili. And a lot of the time, in the beginning, the chili was just peppers, meat, a little cumin, and then maybe one or two other things, but it contained no meat and it had no tomato in it. That's what I found amazing. This was been the original, authentic con carne. So you'd have had garlic, cumin, and then chili peppers. That would have been it. That would have been your chili. Earliest version didn't contain no tomatoes. And then when you start talking about beans, man, that's a whole nother controversy. They don't have chili contests in Texas. And there's always an argument whether you should bring the beans or no beans. I like it either way. If I'd have had a can of Blue Runners, we'd have thrown them in here tonight. That's about the only way I'll put some beans in it. But that's really a personal choice. When my mom made it, she didn't like it with the beans, so we never grew up with it. But I've eaten it. It's okay with me. As long as you're putting Blue Runner. Let's see, John. Sausage over hot dog. Oh, hell yeah. Especially if you put the Spudman sausage on it. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I'll keep this seasoning rolling. And I don't have to cook it down real hard tonight because I'm going to be cooking this a while. Well, I want to get a little brown in this pot. Build my little gravy. It's starting to get a little brown cooking here, a little gravy in here. Just build the foundation, layer those flavors. That's what it's all about. This is what makes your dishes, especially in the Cajun world. Man, let me tell you what, this thing is smelling good already since I put this garlic in. And I haven't put no meat yet. I haven't put seasoning in yet. So in the 18th century, see, I learned this tonight, that in the settlers from the Canary Islands, they were recruited to populate San Antonio. I found that very interesting because my grandfather, who I didn't know is my mom's dad, he was in Acosta, and his family originally came from the Canary Islands. I went to San Antonio. I didn't realize that's all my people over there. So just a few splashes of Abita to give it that earthly flavor. Hell yeah, Mike, why not? Give it a big splash. But the women of the families made meat stew that was flavored with cumin, garlic, and wild onions and chili peppers. So they were making chili when they came over from the Canary Islands. They came over with that from the Canary Islands. Next time I go to San Antonio, I gotta say hello to all my cousins, all my people. So now I'm gonna bring in a little tomato paste. And I want to bring this in now because I want to fry it down a little bit. I mean, that's a little wood spoon here to get this out. Because there's no easy way to get this stuff out. Okay. Can't let it go to waste. Boy, Michael, don't worry. That little bit beer I put in there, that's gonna make the whole dish. All right. Save that spoon for later because we're gonna put the rest of that flavor in here. Now I just want to fry this tomato sauce down a little bit. Your words are in the side of the pot. Okay, I'm gonna have to straighten out that screen when I get a chance, when I get away from this pot. Is it blocking the pot? Man, the stream, y'all, when I stream on, there's all kind of new gadgets, new things I try every week. So I tried this and I tried to spread the words out. Because as we mature, we need the words a little bigger. So I even made the font bigger on it. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look inside the pot now. All right, and you see that tomato sauce, that tomato paste, and I'm just frying that tomato paste down. Okay. And we don't want to go too much with it. Just a little bit to fry down a little bit so it can loosen up. Oh, yeah. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring my tomatoes in. Just one side. Okay, Lucy. All right. Oh, no. Man, we got to go back in that pot. This is starting to really smell good. And it's starting to get its color now. And it's really starting to look good. And with all them different color peppers and all. Ooh, hey, Melissa. Melissa from the coast. All right, just keep working this in. And we're going to cook this down a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and bring my sauce in. Once I get this going, I'm going to go ahead and bring my meat in, start cooking this meat down in this gravy. Just got to the house, Kentucky, had to check you out. Good cooking weather up here. Yes, indeed. We got it good up here, Ralph. You left at a bad time, brother. All right. Man, I could dip a piece of bread in here right now. And of course, I have my little chili powder for tonight. Well, look at this. This is when you're burning. Your heart's, Melissa, I don't think no matter where you live at, your heart's always going to be in Louisiana. Okay. So I got to bring this fire down a little bit. It keeps wanting to burn my towel. Now, in 1893, they had a World's Fair in Chicago. And that was where chili was introduced to the national audience. And once, so the World's Fairs, and if you go back and look in history, man, they set precedents of what was going to be hot over the next few years. If you had it big in these world fairs, then it caught on all over the world. So chili became very, very popular after the 1893 World's Fair. Yes, I did say French bread, Melissa. Oh, hell yeah. All right. Now, I could have bought this French. I could have bought the meat in earlier. And one of the ways to do it is fry it down and take it out. I just found it easier to do this way and just let it cook in the chili. I don't want it to be wasting any flavor. All right. Now we're just going to let this meat cook down in here. And the best part about it, we make a lot of deer sausage over here. And what I tell people all the time, look, if you're going to make deer sausage, make you a lot of ground meat. The reason is you can only eat so much sausage, but you can do anything with ground meat. You can make so many dishes with ground meat. And that's the thing. And, and then some people say, well, I'll make the deer sausage and then I'll cut the sausage open. I just don't like it that way. I'd rather just go ahead and make it. Better catch me another towel. I'm burning this one up. I'm catching the place on fire over here. Okay. Deer meat. Is that ground meat or tenderloin? Or did you make it the hamburger? Are you just ground meat? So what I've turned a lot of people on to when they come make their deer sausage, I said, go ahead, make you so much deer sausage, make you some smoked deer sausage. But look, after that, man, make you a lot of ground meat, okay? Not yet, John. Love good chili on a cold day. That's right. You got that right, man. You got it right, rolling. That's just awesome on a cold day. Will Dicker, what's happening? All right, we're just gonna let this cook in now. Now, what I found interesting, Cowboys have what they call chili bricks. Do that one in the sink. Cowboys have what they call chili bricks. Now, what the hell is a chili brick? So what they would do, because the Cowboys would be on the trail, right? So on the trail, they needed food that they could ride with. It's not like you don't have any refrigeration. You have no refrigeration. You have nothing. So they would pound together by dried beef, fat, and spices. So I'm sure the chilies would be packed in there. Then those bricks could be thrown in some water, like boiling water or some water, and then they would break up and make their chili. I thought that was very interesting how they did that. Oh, man. I'm going to miss out tomorrow, heading out to my second home in Nebraska. Tell all my brothers I said hello out there. Man, this stuff is frying down good. Chili bricks. Who would have thunk that? And then, of course, later on, we wound up with canned chili. So in 1908, they had this guy by the name of Gebhardt. He began canning chili. In 1921, and everybody's going to recognize this name, Wolf Brand, a Texas company called Wolf Brand, followed suit. And of course, canned chili became real popular. And if you remember growing up, Mama always had a can of chili, for something quick. And then as we got older, we always kept cans of chili in the house. So feed the kids little crumb snatches, feed them up real quick. You would warm up a can of chili, ball a few hot dogs with some bread, with some hot dog buns, have a quick supper. Of course, I was all about the chili and the bread. Woo. Now I'm going to do, as this is cooking, I'm going to start adding a little chili powder. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring it in 1 tablespoon at a time. I've been having this one on the shelf a while, so it's probably lost a lot of its power. So I'll need a little bit more than, but if you have a brand new bottle, you have to be careful with this stuff. Because if you overpower it, it's going to be, you're going to be sorry. And one of the things too is this chili powder, if you're ever making a rub for some brisket, mix that in your rub. It makes an awesome rub. All my deer trim goes to ground meat, to make sausage. I buy pork butt for the sausage. There you go, Russ. That's the way to do it. And I tell everybody, oh, don't worry, we're going to save you some. I tell everybody, look, if you're going to go ahead and you're going to make your own sausage, don't buy that Boston butt that goes on sale for 99 cents. Well, forget that because that's not happening. You can go find them. And look, I'm not out here promoting Sam's, but they've got these little small butts. They're expensive. I saw the price the other day, like $2.20 a pound. I'm going to tell you right now, Boston butts are high right now. I don't care where you're at. But it's good. It's got a real small bone in it, so you don't have a lot of waste. And it's not a lot of extra fat. And you have little bitty glands. You're not cutting off big old glands on them. That's what I like with them. So if I'm using it for me, oh, hell yeah. Because I'm going to eat the best. Okay. Now, something I found, this was strange, a white chili. So what the hell is a white chili? White chili made with chicken or turkey and with white beans instead of beef and red beans. The Midwesterners would incorporate that. Of course, beans are their thing out there. They grow the beans and all, so it's part of their culinary culture. So they would use that. But man, white chili. I'd rather make my red, but I'll tell you what, I'd like to try it just to see how it comes out. I'll take all y'all leftover deer meat. I know what you mean, Melissa. Processed our first deer. This oh hell no, Michael. I ain't pouring no beat on this towel. I'll beat that towel first, but no beat ain't not going on it. Made our first deer sausage this weekend. It was a lot. It was a good little batch. Probably about 170 to 200 pounds somewhere up in there. Okay. Now this meat is almost cooked enough where I'm gonna start bringing in the stock. Now this stock is the same stock I used last week. When I made a stock last week, what I did, and let me get this, I gotta get this band off. Okay. So when I made this this stock last week, the Boston butt bones, whatever you do, don't throw it away. You can use your fresh ones. Like if you want to make a good stock for your beans and stuff like that, you can throw a fresh one in your beans and just let it cook, let it boil all that meat off, and let it get all that marrow and those juices out that bone. You can also put a smoke in it. If you don't have a smoker, put it on your barbecue pit. Smoke them Boston butt bones. Don't throw them away. There's a lot of good stock and a lot of good flavor that can come out of those bones. Like they said, nothing goes to waste. You can't get beef bones no more. You just soon use that. Can't get that here in Mississippi. Oh, man. Damn, this is looking good. Okay. I want to take a little taste of the meat. I'll send you a deer back next time Marcia comes to hunt. Oh, hell yeah, send it. We're not going to turn it down. Made 40 pounds of sausage today. I'm going to smoke it tomorrow and tomorrow night. So if y'all remember rolling coal smokes, that's an art that's pretty much died out in this area. He does it. His dad used to do it. It was an old way of doing it when they used to smoke in the barrels and it had the fire on one end and smoke would go through a tunnel and it's smoking hard. But you smoke it slow and you smoke it for about 24, 36 hours. Ooh. Man, this thing tasting good already. Now I'm going to start bringing a little stock in. Okay. And what you want to do now is just let it come back to boil. And you just want to let it start slow cooking. Reduce it a little bit now. White chili. You know, I'm going to have to try that. Now, one of the reasons, and this is a good thing to do with deer meat, make chili or make a lot of dishes. One of the reasons I love venison is because it's a lot healthier than beef meat. Beef meat is very healthy. It's good for you. But the venison, just a 3-ounce serving, only has 134 calories. They have 27 grams of protein. This sucker has more protein than they have in beef. I mean, these things are just packed with nutrition. 3 to 6 grams of fat. If you trim all the fat off the deer, you're going to be more than that 3 that 3 gram area of fat. I always trim all the fat off. I don't want the deer fat. I don't trust it. So I'm always there. Then you got your 0 carbs. Very, very healthy meat. Melissa, save some of that and add it to a leftover pot of red beans. There you go. That's something. I like that, Melissa. Do my little charlatan, give it a little color. We could drop down with the sky cam. Okay. I'm gonna kick that fire up, get this thing rolling now. So all that deer venison, it's good for the heart health, the brain health, the eye health, skin health, joint health. It's good. It's just a good overall nutritious meat. Any wild game really is good. You can see all the colors. There's a lot of colors from all my vegetables in here, which is what I like. We're going to give it a little bit, another little shot of our Kool-Aid. And one of the things I want to do, I want to start bringing a little. Well, we're going to help the cane farmers good tonight. We'll start bringing in a little sugar. A little touch of salt. Not going to need a whole lot. Remember, this thing is actually seasoned already. So I have to be careful. I already taste the pico in it. Stuffed bell peppers with deer ground meat. Oh, hell yeah. And next time I get some, I'll be doing it, Jason. I'm telling you, deer meat has so many uses. But if you get the deer ground meat, if you're going to make your deer sausage, do yourself a favor. Make it mostly ground meat. That's your free hint from Spudman. Okay. Now we're starting to cook and all this is starting to blend in real well. Remember that spoon that had all that tomato on it? We got to get that off. You can't be leaving that behind. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. And I think I'm going to bring a little bit more tomato sauce. See, I was ready for this. I figured I need these are little small cans. If I had big cans, I would have put 2 cans in. There we go. And a little lid on the pot. We're going to add this. We're not going to throw this good flavor away. Oh, that bread's coming, brother. All right. Oh, yeah. Now, one of the things you want, I've never done this. I was thinking about it before I started cooking, is that if you wanted, when I've smothered all my onions and stuff down, you want to take a tablespoon of flour and put in there, kind of make a little roux, a little small like roux like you do with your petit pois. It would help thicken up this gravy. Just an idea. I thought about doing it, and I said, well, I'm gonna save that for another time. I'm not thinking about crazy stuff like this while I'm cooking. That's why nothing. All my dish change all the time. Okay. I do need to get a taste. Main thing, I'm going to check my chili pepper now, my seasoning and my chili pepper. Ooh. And best part about this tomorrow, this is one of these dishes tomorrow is going to be better. That's guaranteed. Oh, but listen, the mushrooms in there already. That was in the beginning. Add a little bit more chili pepper. Oh, yeah. Woo-hoo. A little more sugar in here. And I got one of these little cheap plastic spoons, so it's not really a measurement. Sugar, you put to your own taste. And the tomato sauce and tomato paste, the longer you let it cook, the better it's going to be. Darren, like gumbo, always better than the next day. Hell yeah. Anything you're gonna cook with a chili base or roux base, it's gonna be better than the next day. The only food I really don't care for the next day is a jambalaya. Besides that, that's the only thing I find has its best taste on the day that you cook it. And that's just one man's opinion. Okay. So I add a little bit more chili powder. So chili, really cooking the chili is using your imagination, but also just taking your time. It's one of those things, it's probably a 2-beer project. It'll be about good. I'm back in my kitchen right now, having some music on, dancing and swaying, shit. Oh, it's getting better all the time. Oh, yeah. Use a little bit more chili powder. Like I said, this one's old, so it's going to take a little more. If you got a new bottle of this, be careful. Now I'm starting to smell it, so I know it's going to be good. A little bit more sugar. I do. Thank you, Dino. I do like where I like my chili a little bit on the sweet side. It's funny. Did you put any smoked sausage on do it? Mike, I didn't. Because I had smoke flavor in my stock already, I really didn't want to add it, but that's one of the options that you could add. But I would cut it up fine if you did. I would put andouille instead of smoked sausage, and I would cut it up where it was small, so you wouldn't try to really chew on big pieces. And it would be excellent in here. Parsley, but listen, I had to throw all my parsley away. It got all funky in my cooler. It was messed up bad. Okay, now, y'all know what time it is. It's the French bread time. Oh, man. Oh, man. Mm, 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 Oh. Yeah. To me, chili and bread, the best. You need to put some parsley in the freezer. I know. Mm, 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 mm. No, I got that ice chefs out there. I'm growing some shallots, and I need to grow my own parsley. Now, one of the things I like to do, remember I told you I like it over bread. This is the way I used to eat it growing up, just like this. Everybody else be munching down on hot dogs. I'll be sucking mine off on a piece of bread. Okay, see how it's got nice and thick in here? I add a little bit more stock. So I just add a little more stock and let it reduce a little bit. What that's doing is giving it a chance just to cook a little more. You want this to cook, I push everything where it cooks. We finish in an hour right here. But I would do this. This dish would be an hour and a half if I was cooking it in my kitchen. For sure. All right. Now, and once that French bread sucks up all that moisture in here, then it tastes as good as it looks. Hell yeah, really. Thank you, brother. Oh. That's basically my mama's recipe. Nice little sweetness. Now I'm getting that chili powder flavor in there. Ooh. Like I said, all the vegetables. What kind of stock did you use? Mark, that was chicken. And like I said, I took a smoked pork bone, and I boiled all that, boiled it for about an hour. And also, when you cut your seasoning, Mark, all the ends of those seasonings, throw them in there so you make like a little bouillon in there. Melissa, you jealous? Sorry about that, babe. All right. Bring this fire down a little bit. Okay. Roll it. Wrap your parsley and celery in aluminum foil. Keeps a long time. In the freezer you talk about now, Roll. I like the way you think, brother. Never thought about that. Never thought aluminum foil would actually hold it good. I wish y'all had some of this right now. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to have this chili. It's going to be a little thicker. I'm going to have it on the wrap. Oh. Icebox. Okay, Roland. I ain't going to thank you. I'm going to thank you. I'll thank you now, brother. Man, cheers to this. Now notice, I didn't add any pepper to this. The deer meat. I had this one. And look, so somebody gave me this one I made for them last year. They bought me 2 packs. I already knew how I seasoned it for them. And I knew I made it a little spicy. So I knew I wasn't going to add any pepper to here. And that's one good thing. Like when I put my deer, I use my deer ground meat. Unless I'm putting just the deer meat, all the ground meat mixed with pork is seasoned. So that when you cook, it already has the seasonings in it. You don't have to do it that way. I just found it works better. Man, I wasn't hungry before I got on this show. But damn, I'm hungry now. Woo, I wish y'all were here. Pine box in the stock, brother. Okay. That's it. That's our chili. Like I said, if I was cooking back in my kitchen, I'd probably let it go. I'd probably let it go another half hour on a little simmer. Just let it bloop bloop. Maybe come back a couple times with some stock so it can thicken up again. But this is going to be great. This is going to be great flavor tomorrow. So y'all, make y'all pot of chili. And remember, if somebody gives you some deer front ground meat, this is a great dish to use it for. And if you're going to buy you some ground meat to make your chili, if you can, buy roast and ground it up. But if you can't, buy like a 90% lean. You don't want a lot of fat. You don't want that fat where you got to scoop it off the top. So get your real lean ground meat. If you can find some certified Black Angus ground meat, go buy a little bit more. But I can tell you right now, because we're going to be cooking 1,500 dirty rice lunches Sunday. And that's what I use, certified Black Angus ground meat. You can tell the difference better. It's just a better cow. It's a better piece of beef. So, y'all, this is it for the chili. I'm going to tell you right, next week, I don't know if I'm going to be here. I have jury duty Tuesday. So if we get caught or if I get picked, I won't be here. I'll be doing court. But I hope I'm here. That means I wasn't picked. Hallelujah. Until then, thank y'all. God bless y'all. Love y'all. And we'll see y'all next week.
Don't get me wrong, I love my life. These concrete walls, these city lights. What I'm about to say, it won't make no sense.